Hello again. This is Theta, the monotone messiah, aka your friendly neighborhood nihilist. I was given some requests recently to make videos about a very important subject, which is directions and callout. This is something that it's probably the single most important subject for any player to understand, but especially if you're just starting out, and people tend to just get wrecked early on because they don't understand how to do this correctly. So we'll start out with directions. The big one is that people love to use their watch. They'll look at their watch and say, hey, the guy's at 45. The issue with that is that whatever's on your watch is relative to you. It's not helpful. So it's 45 to you, but it's not 45 to anybody. Let's say there's somebody over there, it's not 45 to them. Somebody over there, it's not 45 to them. Somebody over there, it's not 45 to them. You get the picture. So don't use directions like that. And I will say that the tablet does provide some accurate directions. As you can see, this is due north, and you can see the little N right here on the tablet. That is kind of a way to orient yourself, but nobody, at least at a high level, that actually knows how to play is sitting there like, okay, they're at 120. Cool. Yeah, I'm going to call that in. No one does that. The much faster and more efficient way to do things is to use callouts, and callouts are done through landmarks. The landmarks tend to be intuitive and easy to understand on purpose so that people don't have to think too hard about it. There are some maps where that's not the case, or some teams like to use more complex systems to maybe confuse opponents, so if they hear it, they don't know what it is. But let's take, for example, helicopter. That's a common call out. Every team in the league, even the highest level teams, use helicopter as a call out because, hey, there's a giant fucking helicopter in the middle of the map. Or, for example, these two buildings, you can't see it from here. There is a dumpster behind this lower building. And so this is lower dumpster, and this is upper dumpster. Another one is where I'm standing right now. This is called Center Hotel because this is the center of the map. Pretty intuitive, easy to understand. That's the case for most maps. Key point to bring up here is that you need to understand those callouts so that, number one, you can quickly and efficiently communicate with your teammates, and number two is that you can understand where you can get killed from. Let's say, for example, you're not familiar with callouts, and I'll just point this out. This little spot right here in what we call the helicopter 2 story, because there are two stories to it. You can see there's a lower story and an upper story, and it's right behind the helicopter. This is a very common spot for picking people off. If you're not familiar with the callouts and you're not familiar with the buildings and the way that they're laid out and the angles that can be captured through those buildings, then you're just going to think, okay, like maybe you move through here safely, maybe you even got the helicopter and you think you're in the clear, and then the moment you cross this open path, this guy takes you out. Now, if there's somebody up here where I am, and they see a little movement in that window, they can do that. Excuse me, they can call that out and say, hey, there's a guy in the lower story of helicopter 2 story, and he's facing south, because that's exactly the setup. That way is due north. He would be facing the opposite. He's facing south. That way, if this guy is moving from over here or helicopter sandbags or wherever he's moving from, he knows that there's an angle where he is vulnerable, and he or anybody else who's over there can know not to take that line at the very least. Now, there might be somebody in helicopter 2 story on the second story looking the other way, but you can't see that from here. You've just told your friends, don't go here until this person's taken care of. I mean, if you're on Center Hotel, maybe you get a shot on and kill them instead. But either way, the idea here is the same. It's to inform you of how to move around the map. Same thing could be said for defense. It's so that they understand where the offense is coming from and say, okay, hey, we know there's a guy coming from, a lot of people call this center bungalow or north bungalow. Hey, there's a guy over at north bungalow. Put some fire on that so maybe a defender who's where I am can sit there and fire rounds at them, suppress them, kill them, whatever. And nobody has to sit there and like, oh, okay, so you're telling me he's at right about, like, let's say 65? Okay, cool. By the time you figure that out, He's either moved, he shot you, or whatever. It's just not worth your time. This is just a game of angles. And that's really the big benefit to having that knowledge, is you know where all the deadly angles are. So figure that out and spend time reading the maps. They're posted on the Onward VR ML channels somewhere. Maybe I'll find a link and post it, I don't know. But either way, if you look around, you can find call-out maps. They're around. Think about those, read them, communicate with people in-game, ask questions if you're not sure about what a call-out is, and do your best to try and memorize them. Nobody has everything memorized, and it's okay to improvise a little bit. Let's say, for example, you know somebody is at North Bungalow, you know that call-out, and somebody goes to this little palm tree thing right here. You don't have to have a specific call-out for that, because you have this major landmark acting as a sort of anchor for everybody else. You can say, hey, there's a guy just south of North Bungalow in that palm tree thing. Everyone's going to know what you're talking about. Or you say the rock wall near North Bungalow and the APC or armored vehicle, whatever you want to call it. People are going to understand what you're talking about. So that should cover callouts for the most part. I'm not going to go into all the specific callouts for this map or anything. The other question I got asked about was how to determine direction. And this is a tough one. A lot of people who have even been playing for a while still have a hard time with this. The real easy trick is to just come up with a landmark that's north. That's the simplest way to do it. In this case, I use, personally, North Hotel. And it's called North Hotel. It's very easy to understand that's north, but just in general allows you to orient. So let's say I'm getting fired at, I'm being suppressed, I'm not sure what's going on, and then somebody says, movement in the west from North Hotel. I think to myself, okay, North Hotel's that way. That means they're coming over here because that's north. That must mean this is west. Cool. And maybe you spot that guy out, or you see him coming out from behind North Hotel. Likewise, if somebody says, hey, shots coming from the south, if you know that north is a specific direction, you don't have to think too hard. You just go the opposite direction. Now you know, okay, maybe there's somebody over here, and then clarify, say like, hey, they're coming to White House, or there's somebody in White House, or somebody in the valley over here, somebody in the sniper house, whatever. Either way, it just gives you an anchoring point, a reference point, so that you know where to look. Once you know where north is, everything else becomes easy. You don't have to come up with landmarks for every single direction. I personally find that confusing. I've tried that. Just think of whatever north is, and if it's a new map to you, like I know there's a bunch of new custom maps now, just try to think of one thing that's in the north. Like there's a map called Memorial, for example, and there's a building with a red roof that's in the north that a lot of people use for sniping. So if I'm ever confused about direction, even though it's a new map to me, I just think to myself, okay, where is red roof? And then break it down from there. That's just a simple rule of thumb you can use to determine your direction no matter what's going on in the game. All right, most of my videos are pretty long, but I'm going to keep this one short. If there's anything that you want me to clarify, add on to, whatever, leave it in the comments. Otherwise, I'm signing off for now.